Hello, everyone. We are still on natural science and we are busy with life and living. In our previous lesson, we've covered the first portion of unit number 1, which was photosynthesis. Okay, we've covered the first part of unit 1 and life and living, which was photosynthesis. And today we'll look at the second part of unit 1, which is respiration. Okay, let's go together to respiration. I hope you still remember everything that we've covered under photosynthesis and you continue to study and understand those concepts. Okay, let's look at the respiration. They say all living organisms need energy to survive. Plants and animals need energy for growth, reproduction, movement, etc. Where does this energy comes from? It comes from the food that they consume or store. And remember how to get food from plants through photosynthesis. Before a plant or animal is able to use energy which is found in food, and the energy that is found in food, we call it potential energy. What is potential energy? Is the energy which is found in food. They say before a plant or animal is able to use the energy which is found in food, the energy has to be released through a chemical reaction. This is what is called respiration. Okay, respiration. Now they say respiration in quick facts there. Respiration is the reverse reaction of photosynthesis. Is it? Okay, let's hear. Because we know photosynthesis, we form food and release oxygen. So what is this reverse? Then now under 1.3.1, they ask again the question, what is respiration? What is respiration? Breathing and respiration are not the same. Please take note. Breathing and respiration are not the same. Breathing is the process where air is inhaled and exhaled. Inhaled inward and exhaled outside. Respiration is the process where energy is released from food. Okay. Breathing is inhaling and exhaling. Respiration is the process where energy is released from food. Let's take a detailed definition of respiration. This is what you have to know. This is what when I ask on the exercises, home exercise, class exercise, and test, you need to define for me. Respiration is the process by which energy is released from food in a series of chemical reactions. Now they give us the simplified chemical reaction for respiration. So we have food, and then from this food we need to release energy. So we have glucose, we add oxygen, and we get energy plus carbon dioxide plus H2O. Oh, you remember this. When we looked at photosynthesis, this was the other way around, because photosynthesis we needed carbon dioxide, we needed water, we needed light energy through chlorophyll, remember, and we produced glucose and oxygen. In this case, with the respiration, it's the reverse. Now you see what they mean when they talk about respiration being the reverse of photosynthesis. So what we require for respiration to happen, we need glucose and oxygen, and we convert that to energy, carbon dioxide, and water. You see that? I hope you all follow. Let's go a little bit down. Now we've got different types of respiration. They say we distinguish between two types of respiration. There's aerobic respiration and there's anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration needs oxygen to occur. It cannot occur without oxygen. And anaerobic does not need oxygen to happen. Okay, let's say this again. There are two types of respiration: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration needs oxygen to occur. Anaerobic respiration does not need oxygen to occur. Okay, let's see this in detail. Let's see. Okay. Now let's look at aerobic respiration. Where does it occur? Respiration by people, plants, and animals. And the requirements is glucose and oxygen. And what does it produce? You have glucose and oxygen, and what do we get? We get energy, carbon dioxide, and water. Okay. And we look at anaerobic respiration. Where does it occur? It occurs to some bacteria and yeast. And what are the requirements? It's only glucose, because anaerobic does not need glucose. And what does it produce? Energy, carbon dioxide, and lactic acid or alcohol. You see the difference. The products here is energy, carbon dioxide, lactic acid, or alcohol. And here it's energy, carbon dioxide, and water. I hope you all understand two types of respiration: aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic happens by people, plants, and animals. And what do you need? Glucose and oxygen. What is it that is produced or formed? Energy, carbon dioxide, and water. And anaerobic respiration, where does it happen? In some bacteria and yeast. And what is it a requirement? It is glucose. And what is formed or produced? It's energy, carbon dioxide, and lactic acid or alcohol. And they say much more energy is released during aerobic respiration than anaerobic respiration. Okay, you get that? Aerobic respiration gives out more energy than anaerobic respiration. And we will continue. I don't want to cover that interesting fact for now. And we have a quick fact here that this has got to do with the experiment. It is okay, we will cover this when we do the experiment. Okay, now we compare the two between photosynthesis that we have covered in our first lesson and respiration that we are covering within this lesson. Now we look at the two: photosynthesis in green plants and respiration is in the lungs. Now let's look, and let's do this. Let's minimize that so that we can see. Yes, photosynthesis takes place in plants. Oxygen and glucose are formed. They are the products during the process. Photosynthesis needs sunlight. Food is produced, energy is stored, only takes place in cells that contain chlorophyll, and it is an anabolic metabolism process. Okay, anabolic means constructive. And on the other side, we have respiration. Respiration takes place in both plants and animals. Water and carbon dioxide are formed during this process. Lactic acid or alcohol is also formed during this anaerobic respiration. Respiration does not need light. Food is broken down, energy is released, and it takes place in all living cells. It is a catabolic metabolic process. Catabolic means destructive and anabolic means constructive. You build, you construct, and catabolic, you break, destructive. Okay, you need to know these differences between photosynthesis and respiration in point form. Okay, so you need to study and understand and memorize what is the difference between photosynthesis and respiration. Okay, and the key differences are: where does photosynthesis takes place, where does respiration takes place, and what is formed during photosynthesis and what is formed during respiration, and what is used during photosynthesis and what is used during respiration, and if it is anabolic or if it's catabolic. Okay, so we get the differences between the two processes. Okay, so please study that, know that when it comes the time, I will ask you the questions. And we've got a summary here. The summary gives you everything that we started from photosynthesis to respiration. So please study this. You still have another table that gives you the difference between photosynthesis and respiration. Please study it. Please study it. We have covered unit 1 of life and living. Now we're gonna look at unit number 2. Okay, please make sure that you understand unit number 1, which is photosynthesis and respiration.